Good morning. How are you, my friend?
Huh? Fuck it, man.
Strong weed?
Garbage weed, garbage blunts. I'm whirling. I'm like, oh man, dude. Like maybe the Puerto Ricans are doing right now, cracking fucking blunts with tobacco in it to roll up. Cause I can't even find a hemp.
Oh, wow.
I went to the hemp store here to look for a hemp blunt. The bitch said he don't carry that.
Okay.
I told you, up here is different. Like the coffee that I drink,
Hmm.
you can't find it in the fucking stores. Nobody sells it. They sell this Colombian shit. I'm not Colombian. I'm Puerto Rican. I want Puerto Rican coffee, god damn it. So
What do you use? Bustelo? You use Bustelo?
no man, I
You
gotta
like taste this, not taste this choice. What is it called?
Bustelo. Bustelo's Cuban shit.
Uh, I don't like Bustelo. I used to like Pilon, but now there's this other one they use on the island.
Pilong Spanish.
Like, yeah, Pilon I used to use. I like that better than Bustelo. But now there's another one on the island that I use that I like.
Oh,
Everywhere I went to get coffee, that's what they were giving me. So now that's what
right. Then you adopt that shit because that's all you have.
Mm-hmm. It's good though. I like it. It's good.
But no, I have that coffee. I don't know how to drink no other coffee. So that has become a problem. So every time she went down to Florida, I made sure she brought me back 2 bottles of coffee. and that, and she has a problem. She has that problem too, cause she drinks the same coffee too. Is you've been with the coffee for so long that you can't afford to go changing that shit right now.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, it was hard for me in the beginning until I found this one, but now I'm good.
oh, so you son Swiss.
But I was thinking though, like, when I go to New York, there are some things I'm like, yeah, I gotta bring some things back.
Right.
I feel like the people at work who go to DR and they're like, oh, I gotta bring some stuff back, or I have to bring some stuff to DR. That's me now. Like, I gotta bring some stuff back to Puerto Rico. They don't have it there. So I'm already making a list. I'm like, okay, all the shit that I'm gonna bring back with me when I come back. Well, I've been pretty lucky though. I found a lot of stuff that I would never have expected, but having Costco helps. Because Costco basically sells the same shit in every Costco, so you're kind of like guaranteed to get some of the stuff you need to see.
I'm typing. I'm listening to you.
No.
I'm typing.
Oh man, it's a beautiful day. It's gorgeous.
It is here too. It don't rain much here.
Well, that's great. Not here. It rains constantly, but today it's real pretty. It looks like it's not gonna rain. For the first time, it looks like it's not gonna rain. Like nothing. There's nothing around me that says rain. I love that.
I got a guy telling me he wants 330, 30 what? 330 into 300, right? 300
330 what?
divided by 30. At $10? No, you're not going to get
10.
that. Yeah.
What's he trying to get?
Yeah, he made his own price.
He's like, I'm gonna make my own package deal.
Yeah. Like crazy. Like what?
$10 for what though?
He's trying to get $10 bottles. He want 30 bottles of 500 milligram CBD for $300. No, it don't work that way.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Because the least he
How
could,
much is each bottle?
the least he could get them for right now, and then he want 500 milligrams. No, the least he gonna pay for them is $20. No, the least he gonna pay is $20.
So wait. bottle is $20.
The least you'll pay, yeah. So
And how many is in
that'll
the
be
bottle?
20 times 30. Yeah. Huh?
How many is in the bottle?
It differs.
Well, like for the 500 milligram, how many? It
still differs.
Well, the $20 bottle, how many is in there?
It differs. So I have different brands. So different brands. I say, for instance, if it's a 25 milligram gummy, well, you're gonna only have what? Probably 3 or 4 gummies in there. For 500 milligrams, 25, you will have what? 10?
Okay.
Right? 10 times 25. Let me see.
500. No, that's 250. So 500.
10 times 25. No, so you'll have 20 of them. If the 10 milligrams, like the ones that are normally are 10 milligrams, 10 times 10, it'll be what, 1,000 gummies in the bag, in the thing.
100.
Okay, 100. Sorry. So from 20 to 100 is a big difference, though.
Right.
So the different gummies, some of them come 15. It depends who you are. And then you got the ones that are super strength, like some brands do, like when you go into Delta 9s, they just up the price. The same amount of gummies, like a CBD gummy and a Delta 9 gummy would be a difference of $5. And I take that back because the Delta 8 would be $5, the Delta 9 would be $10, and then the HAC to add another $5 on top of it too.
Wow.
They don't like cost the same. But no, nobody can't come to you. It's like you go into the store and says, give me 3 dozen eggs, right? And I'm gonna pay you this much.
Right.
And you don't know their price, and you never been there before, and you telling them this is how it's gonna go down. Like, okay, we got the 3 dozen eggs, but your number ain't adding up to our number, sir. Is what happened in there. Yeah, no 300. That means you ain't leaving no space for me to eat, not even $1.
Right.
Yeah, because the 500 costs $12
Right.
for me to buy them.
What's the most in one gummy?
Oh, that depends too. Not many people do the large amounts of gummies. Many people try to do like on-the-go shit that they could take them like constant through the day, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, like that. Instead of taking a whole 100 milligram gummy, which they have, but it's a bigger gummy. It's like putting all the gummies in the jar in one gummy. It's not going to be in a tiny little gummy. So see, when you said the misconception, because you're trying to stick
like a hamburger gummy.
Yeah, you're going to have a big apparatus, you know, like the bunny rabbits and the kisses, but you're going to have a big ass kiss. It's going to be big. It's not going to be a tiny little kisses, bro. You're trying to like, so if you want to gram 1,000 milligrams, but you might have to eat a gummy by the size of a cake or something like that. I don't think they can concentrate. Even the liquid, if you're thinking of, you know, like the best way to concentrate it is in liquid, not in a gummy format. Yeah, then you can get in a drop. If you go with oils, you could get in a drop. In one drop, you could get different numbers in one drop. Because it concentrates. I guess you could do with a gummy, but imagine you know, 1,000 milligrams crammed into one little fucking gummy, dude. For that, you just might as well just eat the wax, because you ain't gonna have much gummy left there. Because even if you try to put 1,000 milligram wax, it's gotta be a, you know, pretty big ball of wax. It's gonna be about the size of the gummy. So if you try to make a, you know, it ain't gonna be much of a gummy. It will be all, you're gonna end up consuming it just like that. It has no space for more ingredients. It's just too much mass or matter, or whichever way it goes. I don't know if that's matter or mass. I guess matter is the stuff that you don't see, and this is mass. It's already built from the matter. So then, yeah. So this is mass. Whoa. I don't know. I guess the bees out here are friendly. They try to really look at you and shit. Like they don't see many people around in this woods.
Wow, what are you?
I swear to you, that fucker came right up to me and just like took pictures of me and left. And they're pretty big. So you could think of it as a robotic bug, because I've seen them
Oh,
bitches.
Lord.
Yeah, you got like you know how you have the remote control car, you have the remote control planes, and you have the remote control bugs,
Nice.
and they got flying bugs. That are cameras that are looking at you and shit like that. Yeah, that spy world is there, bro. That's been there forever.
Wow.
That James Bond type of shit. You never seen like a pen with a camera that you could put in your blouse up there and walk around and it's a fucking camera recording everything?
Mm-hmm.
Them been around for
Hell yeah.
that James Bond shit when we was growing up. I think ain't James Bond used the first cell phone before there was a cell phone? I'm sure he did.
Probably. Because he had all the latest shit.
That fucker beat Batman. Batman is a faggot.
As rich as he is.
Yeah, well, I only now I'm realizing that most superheroes did that. They never fought against the organization. They only fought against the strugglers,
Mm-hmm.
the pagans, right? The pagans.
And how is it that most of them are rich? Iron Man is extremely wealthy.
Well,
Batman is extremely wealthy.
because them guys been handing that shit down, the batuta, they've been passing that, the batuta. Well, you know what a batuta is, right?
No.
The baton thing.
Like that's what I said, baton. It was like, okay, must be the baton.
Yeah, it's that shit that you have in the family and it hands down every time. All right, then when you get it in your hands, it's like the chair. Most people have the king has a chair with. Back in the day, yeah, most people had like a staff, the batuta.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this, the war shit, the Harry Potter shit.
Yep.
That once you have that staff in your hand, you can make all your wishes and all this stuff, and kill motherfuckers with like, pow, pow, and they shoot lasers and stuff. That was back in the days, man.
I need that.
We don't even have lasers here. We so far up. I guess we will see when we look back and see like they were aliens. That must have been the ending of a world. You see what I'm saying? Because we're about to reach to the aliens, which looks like machines and all this stuff. When you look at these movies, that's the aliens, the machines. They don't have flesh. They're like a machine. And they're tied into the matter because they are made from the matter, so they have the special forces and shit. And some of them you can't see them, and then some of them look crazy and whatnot. But that's we're gonna get there. We fucking with the body. We changing the DNAs and ciphering. We've been mismatching DNA, fucking with splicing this shit and fucking with it.
I was watching a couple of videos yesterday where they're talking about how they have these biolabs in Ukraine that they've been fucking with. And basically doing all kinds of shit against the
46.
Geneva Convention because
46.
We're not supposed to be creating bioweapons.
I watched that video too.
I'm like, wow. So now that's the new warfare. I guess they realize, the nuclear bombs are messy, right? You can't really control. They're gonna kill your.
Did you watch the whole video, or you watch a little meme about that, or was a whole video?
I watched the whole video.
Oh, you sent me the video.
But it was just like a news.
Yeah, you sent me that video. Me. I consumed the whole motherfucker. That Fauci.
Yeah.
That's all that you say in Ukraine, but that's Fauci. So that's us, the Americans. That's Fauci.
Oh yeah, no, that's us with labs in Ukraine. Yeah, that's definitely us, no doubt about it. So that's the new warfare. It's like we can fuck with your DNA. You know how fucked up that is?
But
Jesus.
This is what I don't understand. They are able to say it and still have a war right now. If you say that you have biolabs in that particular zone of the world, you violated so many things.
Right.
That man has a right to be bombing and doing whatever the fuck he's doing, to be honest.
But that's what I mean when I say, like, I'm more worried than I was before just because things are so much more out in the open. Like, this is the kind of shit that would not come out, right? The fact that they're doing it and they don't even care that you know anymore, that's real bold, right?
Well,
and when you get bold like that, shit's changing because you're
well,
not even trying to, like, keep it under wraps anymore.
but you don't want to know about that
Like,
debate that happened when you saw the debate that happened last night. It was.
I did it.
I watched it afterwards this morning, and
Uh-huh.
your Vivek guy, he proposed to stop the war. He proposed to give Russia whatever they want and cut the war out, because like and he didn't. That didn't go well for him. Yeah, 'cause he a rookie. He the only rookie.
Right.
Yeah, he even used Donald Trump words with I'm the only one up here that haven't been bought and paid for, because he used his own money. Yeah. But when they asked him the question, who would go against Donald Trump? Six of them rose their hand, man. That they're not gonna fight Trump. Only two of them said they will fight Trump.
Right.
They'll put his ass in jail.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then Trump said this is why he didn't go.
As much as I know that Trump is completely fucking corrupt, so are they all. He's just a scapegoat. Like,
yeah, they're all doing the same game. All of them filed their taxes. They all file their taxes the same way. All of them.
All of them. Right? So, like, if you're putting him away, then all of you.
They're all guilty, bro. That's what they don't see.
Yeah, they're just making an example of him, that's all.
I think the people see that, though.
A lot of people. I think he's fucked with a lot of people, you know, because he can be an asshole, you know? And so a lot of people are like, yeah, when your time comes, we're going to step right on your fucking neck, buddy. We're just waiting for the opportunity. And now is the opportunity, but...
They said DeSantis failed.
DeSantis, he doesn't seem to be very popular.
He don't know to be himself. That's the thing. See, when you're living under a script and you think you have to be this way and you're being that of what you think, but then you're not leaving yourself for you.
Right. And that doesn't work because A, people can see through it, and B, eventually that gets tiring. And you can't act forever and be something you're not.
Right.
That's not who you really are.
It's like every time, if he have to, like he can't talk without having to huddle up.
Right. Like he got to put his face on.
Yeah.
Before he gets out there.
And get orientated and go through all kind of crap before he can face the thing. And then when he does, he don't do. That's the only thing they gave it back. He was the only one that was like normal person. He wasn't in no script. Yeah. Right. It'd be interesting. Donald Trump said he was watching it to see who he's gonna pick as his vice president. Yeah, fucking. This is what he said. I didn't go because I was gonna watch it to see if maybe one of them is eligible to be vice president. I'm like, listen to this.
Like, I'm too important to go to that.
No, he's already saying he's the fucking president. He's saying he's gonna be the president, and he's watching so he can see who he's gonna pick as his vice.
Right. So he's like, I'm too important to go to that stupid debate. I am the president.
He's already won in his head. Yeah, that fucking tripping. So see, that's why I'm telling you. No matter who sits in the Republican chair, has to win. Because if they don't win, it's gonna be going back the other way. An investigation against the other side saying that they did some kind of bullshit again.
Right.
And don't let them. Either way, you can't have two groups go at war like that. That's representing the majority, because it's like two kids fighting, and what you gonna do? Watch them fight? This is what's going on right now. That's how I see it. Two little toddlers fighting at each other, instead of saying one of them manning up and say, you know what? Let's stop all this bullshit, and let's start working for the people. And that'll be a ball breaker. That'll be like rewriting history.
Yeah, but that shit's never gonna happen because they're all bought and paid for.
It's gotta have one,
I wish
dude.
that was possible. I wish it was possible, but it's not. And if there was that one dude, they'd make sure as fuck he would not win.
Well,
like, that's the whole purpose of like the DNC and the
I think
is to basically choose the president.
But listen to what you're saying. For it to happen, that means that one of them has to win, so they would kill him after he won.
I don't think they'd even let him become the candidate.
Yeah.
Right? Well, like, what did they do to Bernie? That same shit would happen.
Yeah, I don't think.
Kill that candidacy before he ever. They're not taking no chances.
Is the short name for Robert Bobby or something? Because they keep saying Bobby, or there's a Bobby Kennedy too, or they're referring to the Robert guy. That's the same Robert with the sore throat.
Robert, yeah, Bobby is short for Robert.
Okay, I that confused me so bad. I thought there were two people, different people.
Like Richard is Dick.
Oh no! Stop it! Stop that!
I swear.
Oh God,
yeah.
no!
I'm not kidding. Look it up.
Okay.
What is the nickname for Richard? What?
I feel sorry for the next Richard I meet. Because no matter how many times you tell me Richard, I'm going to call him Dick. Just
because, motherfucker. Just because.
I said my therapist told me that Richard is Dick. I am sorry. I've been reprogrammed, buddy, and I can't take that away right now. Richard means Dick. Robert is Bobby. Stop it, dude.
Robert is Bobby. James is John.
Oh, gosh. We keep going. Okay.
Which you think it'd be Jimmy, right? For a lot of people, it's Jimmy, but for some people, it's John. I don't know why.
James is Jimmy and John. I'd give him all that shit. Next time a Richard hit me, I got him. Yeah, buddy.
Next time, Richard.
Yeah, wait. And I tell them next thing I tell them, I was raised by white people, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm a Puerto Rican raised by some really white people, and this is how I learned these names. Dick.
Right? Oh, William is Billy.
Oh, what the hell?
I swear, look it up. What is the nickname for William? Billy.
Oh, gosh.
Right, because like Bill Clinton's real first name is William.
So his name is not even Bill?
No, it's William. His nickname is Bill.
Get the fuck out of here. And everybody calls him Bill Clinton?
Mm-hmm.
But his real name is William.
Yeah. And like Billy Joel. Billy Joel's name is not Billy. It's William. It's William Joel.
Oh, wow. Look at me, 55, learning shit still, bro. I'm hilarious. I ain't never known that. Never in my life known that them people change their name so radically like that. Like you would think William is Willie.
His name is William Jefferson Clinton.
Like William to me, using logic with the alphabet that they have, would be William would be Willie. Robert would not be Bobby. It would be Rob.
It'd be Rob.
And James is just fucking James. So you might want to say J, maybe.
Jim or Jimmy.
I have a problem with an A and an I. Yeah, I will just leave a J and just, it's James. Yeah, I don't need to be doing all that switching. According to their language, how I said in the beginning, I will be abbreviating toward the word that I have in front of me. I can't go changing all these motherfuckers like William, and you only has the I from Billy. What the hell? And the L, well, I don't know. That's too much. It's drastical for me. Is it like the O's? You see the one, the English with the O's? So O is I can't remember, but when he went to double O, he's like, so it's not foot, no, it's
right.
You know, and then
food, right? It's like food. It's like, oh wait, there's still two O's. Yeah, but what about blood? How about good,
It's all over.
blood.
It's
All
in the
different.
whole.
It's all different.
You have to learn English in an American country to figure it out. It is very tricky, bro. That shit is.
Sure is.
And then you have the common English, and then you have the professional English, or the I don't know what else you call it. I call it professional, but it's like even the scientists, they got their own jargon thing going on in there, and the courts got their own thing. Ah, English is difficult. Nobody can tell me no different.
Oh, it's the worst. Like it doesn't really. It has rules, but they're so breakable.
Yeah.
There's so many exceptions to those rules, and it's like, why bother having rules?
No, I even think Chinese would be easier, and it's ching chong chung. I'm sure I'm saying a word there. Yeah, there's a Chinese one.
Something right in there somewhere.
It's a Chinese one, and if you listen to what he's saying in Chinese and don't look at the letters, it almost sounds like Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
The one he's asking, like he said like something like give me some food, and then when you pronounce it in Chinese without looking at the letters, the pronunciation sounds almost like you could understand it. Anyway, I'm learning Chinese.
Wow. Go for it.
I think it's
Go
not
for it.
English. Yeah, we can learn English.
Go
You
do
can learn.
go do the Duolingo app to learn a new language.
No, I need high speed internet. I can't do that. Because if the teacher that need high speed to learn it, I'm gonna probably need high speed too. It goes both fucking ways. Yeah, I can't believe that the guy who's trying to learn it can't have high speed internet. He might need to have it, right? Only makes sense. The guy can't be on Wi-Fi.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Or
That plug-in stuff.
you go to what these people have, Babbel. Dude, I watched a video about
Babbel.
DNA.
I used to use Babbel.
I watched a video about DNA, and then I watched these movies about. Dude, it's just crazy. All of it is hilariously crazy. Oh Lord, this phone call fell. Okay. I'm gonna put you on hold. Hello? Hello.
Sorry about that. I
Yeah.
spiked up.
You were calling me while I was on the line.
Oh.
Yeah.
You didn't realize?
By the time I realized, I tried to hit the green button and hung up, and you came back. Yeah, I was like, okay, she's calling me back. And then I'm looking at my choices, and I got stuck there. Put it on hold, merge the call, and the call. I'm like, okay. I really did get stuck there. I couldn't understand where I was. I'm like, hold on. I thought I really. Wow. Yeah, buddy.
You said you were watching something on
DNA,
DNA?
bro. And then the movie. And no, I watched a video. We went on one of conspiracy videos about DNA, right? And I'm sitting down watching these space movies that I've been watching. I think I'm watching OV now, OV or some shit. And they're all about the same shit, bro. They end up with the aliens, and the aliens end up to be these people that are made out of materials, but somehow they still got hands and legs. But anyway, let's avoid it. And a head. Some of them don't. I watched another one that the aliens actually don't have our features. Yeah, I mean, if somebody tell me they saw an alien and he has a head, nah, you didn't see it. You just saw a big-headed motherfucker. That was... Yeah. Was he tall or short? If he was short, he's probably from Peru. If he was tall, he's probably from Africa. But it's just a big-headed motherfucker, bro. That's a big-headed motherfucker. That's not an alien, dude. Well, he had big eyes and little mouth. You're describing humans, bro. You're not describing a fucking alien to me.
If he's got an afro, he's from Africa. Shorty's from Peru. Got
Yeah.
plenty ice stages. Just a big headed motherfucker.
Yeah, the only description you can give me from an alien is like, I don't know how to explain it to you, bro. It was just there.
You're like, oh, that seems real. Okay.
Okay, because they have no words, but you come like you like hysterical now. You going to put your ass in a Luna bin. You can't do no more work. You're gone for good. So the crazy people might not actually be crazy people, man. There might be people who saw things that you just can't understand, and this is why
Right.
they're
And
that way.
they might always be seeing things you don't understand.
Yeah,
What if they're seeing like other dimensions in real time?
that's my
And
theory
you
about
think they're
crazy
crazy
people.
because you can't see it, but it doesn't mean they don't.
Yeah, when that motherfucker talking to himself and he telling you he talking to God, trust me, he might be.
He might be.
He just might be plugged in. You're the one who's not plugged in, bitch.
Right. Imagine.
And if you think about it, them the ones who you see that they don't have anything. They have whatever you see them with. It's usually whatever is covering them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Why would you think that you have $1 million chain, you're going to be plugged into God? It doesn't make sense. Yeah. And,
That's true.
you got to be as close as when you came to be able to. It's like when you sign into Facebook. The only way to delete Facebook, and if you listen to that, right? The only way to delete Facebook is to backtrack and delete everything you inputted.
Right.
And by the time you realize that, you got years of input, bitch. How are you gonna go backtrack?
Right. And delete it.
Yeah. And then me understanding
All day.
and then me understanding computers, that action in itself is an action. So how are you gonna delete
Right.
the action of deletion?
Right.
So you're stuck in an
Right,
endless
right,
loop.
Right.
You're in a loop.
Okay.
You can never end the loop.
Mhm.
But the wording tells you can delete yourself. Yeah, you can. Carry on. You'll be there forever, bitch. But it's there. You can. Eventually, somewhere, at some point, you're going to reach that you can. But when is that point? I tried it.
Right.
I tried it. I did my Facebook 2 times.
Wow.
Yeah. And all I did is ended up in the beginning at the end. Yeah. And if you think about that, hard enough, that's how the algorithm is set up.
How long does that take?
What?
Like going back that far?
I didn't go far. I couldn't. You don't make it to the end. There's no end.
There is no end.
So what happens is you go right back to the beginning. That's what I was telling you. So I'm looking at what they did again here. So that algorithm is set up like that. You can't really delete Facebook. I've tried, and then every action leads of action is what I noticed. Like halfway through it, I went weeks deleting shit. So if you can't reach the end, it goes back to the beginning where you were. Because then you
Right.
got to back out. And when you back out, you got to cancel all that you did. And then it brings you right back to the beginning where you were. Nothing is deleted.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
I had.
If you're in a system that makes you delete, right? But then it's leaving a track of all your deletes,
Right.
you can never finish. When you realize it, you got to hit. Either you got to keep going, and it's never going to finish. So you're going to get stuck on the computer doing that shit forever. I went weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, just deleting every day. Just steady that, deleting, delete, like that. So when you don't reach the end. So if you don't reach the end, you got 2 choices: to reach the end, which you can't reach, or cancel. And when you hit cancel, every one of those delete for the 3 weeks gets canceled. So you're back to the beginning.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It drops you right back where you started.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Just because, and the only thing you can do with Facebook is pause it too, because you can't delete it. That's one I showed you can't do. And then the other thing is that if you use their supposed delete, it tells you that if you come back in 30 days, it's going to reactivate the bitch again.
Right.
and your phone is connected to Facebook, right? So you done gave it all this authorization. So by the phone accepting the notification, bam, you just signed in.
Right. Wow.
So you got to take it out of your phone completely, because it will reactivate itself with a notification to your phone.
Right.
With the first message, the first thing somebody does and they send it to your phone, you're back in again. You know.
I don't even have the app.
No, I took it out my phone.
It's all gone.
I took it out my phone. And the only thing I've been using, I don't even use the Messenger app. I use Messenger Lite. And this morning, I got messages saying that they're going to turn it off and you got to go back to Messenger. So that's putting Facebook back inside of my phone. And I don't want it. So I'm about to tune off. I think this year I might tune off of Facebook finally. Yeah. I close.
I was high the other night.
Huh?
And I have these I was high the other night. I have these realizations sometimes. And I'm like, wow. Every thought that you think, basically, is, well, not every thought, but a lot of them, at least for me, is trackable. Because everything you think about, you usually take action on. And so you Google something or you'll watch something or literally that's your thoughts for the entire day.
Yeah.
If they backtracked all of your Google hits, all the things you watched, all the things, literally that's your thoughts for the whole day.
That's you.
Yeah.
That's you.
Scary as fuck.
That's your you.
They don't gotta go very far. You just have to just track what someone watches, Googles.
Oh, you figured that one out now. How old are you?
Yeah, 51.
Okay. When I started playing with computers, I understood that. And the thing is that you really can't delete.
Right.
There's no real form of a deletion. Wherever you delete, the deletion is an action that it actually records.
Right.
So it's another track. It's going to say on this date you deleted this shit.
Right. So if anything, it actually puts a spotlight on your guilt. Because obviously you knew to delete it.
No, and not only that, being that it says that you can delete it, right? These said on this day it was deleted. Guess what? There's another fucking button right there. You can bring it back.
Right.
And put it right back. Even your trash can got that on servers. Yeah, your trash can got empty and they got restored to empty.
Right. Oh, Lord.
So if you just threw it in the trash and then the trash is telling you it can restore the trash, that's telling you can't delete it. You can't delete it. You gotta destroy it.
Oh, Lord.
The word deletion don't exist in a computer. You gotta destroy it. That's why I make a fire and I put them in there. That's how I get rid of all my computers. Every fucking computer I've ever owned, I ain't never throw that bitch in the garbage. You light a fire, you put the motherfucking computer with the batteries, every fucking thing in there, and you light the fire, you let the bitch explode.
Yeah.
And when you come back, you want to see ashes. You don't want a corner of the computer. You put the fire, you put it back in there, and you burn that bitch.
Right.
That's the only way to get rid of a computer. The only way I learned. A computer.
Right.
Yeah, because that shit you just now said to me, I learned that when I learned the computer. All your data, everything that you're doing, Google. You ever heard the thing? Google knows when you're sleeping. Google knows when you're awake. It knows when you fucking wake up. It knows when you go to fucking sleep. I told you, look, the TV will ask you, are you still awake? That has a camera, a motion sensor. There's something going on there for the TV to ask you if you fucking still awake.
Right.
How would it know to ask you the question? Just think about that one, your television. I'm not going into no conspiracy. I'm going into a fact. If you leave your TV on and you don't fucking move for a minute, that fucking TV is going to ask you if you're still awake. Do you want to continue watching without no more interruptions? Or do you want to, whatever the other choice is? It gives you 3 fucking choices, eh? And that's a television. So if you don't make common sense on that, I'll leave you alone. That's one of them times again that you just got to walk away. don't go. You just walk away.
No point having that conversation.
No.
Walk away.
So if you don't put tape around your fucking television somewhere there's some kind that little red button sensor shit is going on. There's something is going on in there. There's something in there telling you you haven't moved. I know that much. I didn't make the TV, so I can't tell you exactly what it is, but I know it's censoring your movements in that fucking space.
Right.
And then the other number breaker is the things that like the Google Home and the Alexas and all them. For you to have to call it, right? They call it to wake it up, right? Look, my shit just turned on again just now, just by me saying that. That means it's listening to you to be able to hear you. That's common fucking sense.
Right.
So you have a microphone that's on in your house if you have one of those. I have one. I own an Alexa, but you got to understand that shit is listening to you.
Well, yeah. As soon as I realized that, I got rid of that shit.
And you can't say it's a magic word. It wakes up when it has the magic word. Yeah, it wakes up, but it's already awake for it to hear.
Right. In order for it to hear, it has to be awake.
Yeah, so it's listening.
Awake to you. Yes.
Yeah. For it to talk to you, you got to say a word, but it's listening, bitch. It's listening for you to say that one word, Alexa.
I don't use Siri. I don't use any of that shit. I don't like things listening.
But the thing is, you can't get away from it today. You surf on the web. Even your banking is information. And they know what you buy every day. They know when you buy it. They know when you need it. They know all this shit. And that's being sold in between all of them.
And there's always been this patterns in your shopping. And yeah, true.
That's why when you go online and you realize it, sometimes they go all the way to your commercials on your TV start being the ones that you were just surfing on the computer. And then you know that them bitches are twirled together. You know, quantum entanglement didn't come into a word for no reason. That's what quantum entanglement is. Everything is entangled with each other. We learned that with the post office. The post office is tied in the backhand of all financial institutions. When you change your address, they will go in your profile and change the fucking address. That is all of it is scary if you think about it. Yeah, so to unplug, how can you unplug? You really gotta get away from the web. Like you have, and then when you say the web, that includes the fucking phone.
Right, like literally you can't have any technology.
No, you gotta go back to pigeons.
Right, so you're going back to caveman days.
Yeah, you gotta use some other means. You can't. You definitely can't use the post office.
Yeah, obviously.
No, you gotta use. You gotta train a couple of pigeons and learn that trade. Thinking about it, that might be something to invest in these days. Is pigeon carrier. Yeah, and it exists. People have them because I told you that one time we was going on a flight. The pigeon was out front and the dude came and picked it up because it had a little band on the leg, and we called a number and he came and got his pigeon and told me exactly why. He said the eagle bit it in the air and it fell out the air.
Wow.
He was monitoring that bitch. Yeah, that shit still exists. Yeah, and that was almost like 15 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. The dead pigeon. I wanted to take it as a bad sign, like don't fly. But it was, it was legitimate. That was pigeon. I still flew.
And that way you could live totally off grid.
Yeah, that's communication. If you have communication.
I'm telling you, I've been watching a lot of videos on these storage container homes. And people have, they have the solar on the top, and I really find that really interesting. I've been watching a lot of them. And I started drawing, and I was like, I start drawing shit, things happen.
Well, I tell you, you're in the right
Yeah.
place for it because I think Puerto Rico don't have no law of you being off the grid because there's many people who have
Yeah.
homes that don't have no electricity. That came out
Yep.
bad. They got many homes in Puerto Rico that don't have no nothing. It's just a walls.
No, nothing.
Yeah, they don't have no water coming in. They go get the water somewhere close by. Them the people who wash in rivers too.
And I'm like, you know what? That is really sounding like a plan. Like, I'm like, yeah, buy a little plot of land, build you a nice house. And the great thing is, you build it to your specifications. It's not that expensive. It's very storm-proof because that's the whole point of having a shipping container. They're meant to be in the middle of the ocean during huge storms.
Right.
So, like, they're super sturdy.
I think those things. Look, if you get locked in one of those things, you can die from suffocation. Your air might run out.
Oh yeah, but I mean, they build them with, like, you know, windows and doors.
No. I'm just saying that like if you put it in water, I think they'll float for a minute, bro. The airtight.
It really would.
Airtight.
It really would. Yeah, and you don't got to worry about them, you know, leaking and all that shit. And then the good thing is that they have the doors, so you keep the doors. If there's some major storm, you close the doors.
To protect the windows.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually genius, you know? And they do some really interesting configurations with these fucking shipping containers. You know, you could have two. Like, I was thinking about,
Right.
like, man, if I built one for myself, let's say I built one for my mom, and then there's like an in-between area that could be like, so she has her own apartment, I have my own apartment, there's like an in-between area where there's like a common area, let's say, and then a huge deck in the middle. That shit would be fucking awesome. A huge deck in the middle. And then have like a fire pit on the ground.
You can make a circle out of that shit. Out of 4 of them, you can make a circle.
Yeah, you could do so many cool things.
Yeah, you corner around.
I'm loving
You can make a circle on the outside and a square in the middle.
You saw that video of that Hiboro guy?
Yeah, I'm down
I
for.
love his freaking finca, man. He like chopped down a banana leaf, chopped down his nail.
Yeah, like I said, three ingredients, and 3 of them he picked them off of a tree. He took the leaf and the.
I freaking love it.
I love the technique, and he let me know what he could do that with almost any one of those. What do you call them? Herbs? But he named yuca, yautía, plátano, because those are banana ones that he's doing there. Don't get it confused.
Right. Right.
Those are banana ones that he made there. That's gotta be sweet as fuck. Wow. And because he spoke about plátano and guineo in the same, and then 2 things are 2 different things. And yautía and all that shit, they're all different. That's like potatoes when you talk about yautía.
And he makes them in all different kinds of ways. All different kinds of ways. And then, like, the other day, he made, like, tostones from Fana. And, like, he made, like, 500 of those fuckers. Like,
He remind me,
this guy is
see,
insane.
that shit that he doing right there, he remind me of my grandmother. And those are the cast iron pots. Because my wife have these aluminum things. But those are all cast iron. You don't want to get hit with one of them. You don't want one of them to fall on you.
No.
They're pretty heavy pots. And the cast iron shit. That's what my grandmother had in her kitchen. I only have a cast.
That's why I love those videos, because it reminds me of, like, my grandmother too, and it reminds me of, like that's the real way to cook. For real.
And
you know, none of that fancy shit. You don't got a fancy kitchen. He's cooking outside. I love it.
He makes his own adobo. He tells you that in the video too.
His own adobo, his own sofrito, ajo, molido. He makes.
That's my grandmother. Remember, my grandmother go shopping. She'll put everything out and put everything away, but she starts putting back the tomatoes. She'll put some in the fridge, and then she takes some and leaves some of the shit out. Before she know, you see a lot of stuff on the counter, and she takes all that shit and sticks it in the blender. All of it. That's her sofrito. She made her own shit.
Hell yeah. So I'm gonna start doing that. Like, that guy's gonna be my guru. I'm gonna learn his shit.
So I can't say. I can say I consumed vegetable when I was little because my grandmother was clever. She put it all in that mixture shit that she did, and she put that in the food.
Well, if you put all of it in sofrito, you're not gonna taste it. You're not gonna, or you're gonna taste it, but you're not gonna know what you're tasting, right?
Yeah, it's a different of eating
You
an
don't get it.
onion and
And
then
honestly,
chopping up an
that was my
onion.
problem as a kid too, because my grandmother used to make, like, I used to love soba, or I still do, and so she would make soba for me all the time, but she knew I didn't like onions,
Yeah,
or
bro.
like I didn't want to see it. I don't want to see onions. I don't want to see peppers. I don't want to see none of that shit. So she would blend it in like a sofrito, and that way I didn't have to actually see it, because I hate onions in soup.
Dude, I have a passion
Slimy
hate.
and transparent. Whoa.
Don't give me a hamburger. Don't caramelize them. Don't stew them. Don't put them in. Don't. I don't give a fuck what you're doing with the onion. Just don't leave it in the bowl.
Yep.
Strain my shit.
Yep.
Take the onions out. Even Chinese, I have a problem with that. The Chinese love to throw them big clot of onions in your food. Like, no, motherfucker, that looks gross.
Right.
I do not like onions.
Yeah, like,
But onions supposed to be good for you.
Small. Yeah, if they're chopped small, I can live with that, because
Nah.
I'm not really chewing it. It's when you're chewing a whole piece of onion that's just gross. There's something nasty about it. But if it's chopped in small pieces, that's fine. Just not whole.
Yeah. I need it grinded up. I don't want to see none of it. Don't even tell me it's in the motherfucker. Like, even that. Yeah. If you tell me it has mushrooms, I wouldn't eat it. I don't care how fine you grind it.
Me too. Well, I can't. That's a lie. I don't eat mushrooms, but I do like chicken masala, which is made with mushrooms. I just don't eat the mushrooms.
Oh, okay. You
Make
put
it
them.
with the mushrooms. Just don't give me the mushrooms.
Yeah, put a mushroom
I can
soup
eat
in that bitch or something, and don't tell me it has a mushroom soup.
Right. Don't tell me. Just make it and then get
Yeah,
rid of them. I don't want to
fool
see them.
me and keep me full. Don't tell me afterwards either, because I'm gonna hit you.
Olives and capers. I don't like olives and capers. I do eat olives and capers.
Yeah.
No, I don't eat olives and capers, but I know that they make food taste good. So either chop them up small or blend them up. Do something. But I don't want, like, when I find a whole freaking olive in my
I hate to chew them
bucket,
things. Yeah, I
it'd
hate.
be crazy.
Don't make me find out that you put olives, motherfucker, and you put them with the little seeds in there too. That I almost broke my fucking teeth.
Oh, you
You
gotta break
son of
tooth.
a bitch. You're supposed to warn. You're supposed to put a warning label on that bitch. It has peps in that mother, whatever.
You're just not supposed to do it at all. You just, what do they call that? Caparado, right? Like which it has like the red pepper in it. That's when you use it. You don't use that seeded shit.
No, I remember. Well, back in the day, I'm talking about. This is my families and shit, and they put that shit in there, and they needed a warning label, because you didn't like the olives back then. They didn't make the machine to take the fucking seed out yet. They were feeding you the whole goddamn thing like a kennel. That's like sticking a mango inside of your food and don't tell you it has a fucking seed.
So you got a pit.
You son of a bitch. You're supposed to put a warning like. But we didn't have the digital world. We learned by every time somebody did it, you bite into the motherfucker and then you learn there was seeds in that bitch.
It's like, oh, okay, that's the problem.
Yeah, and it like stuck to it because now you cooked it and the seed don't want to come off.
Note for next time.
I've had a few of those. The jawbreakers. Cause,
For real.
oh no.
Yeah, so like that's I've been watching a lot of them. And it reminds me of Hector because, well, kind of looks like Hector, but besides that, he acts like Hector. Like, yeah, the way he cooks, like Hector was interesting because he was born in the Bronx, but I mean, that was a person who was like not meant to have been born in the Bronx.
Yeah, but he was showing the motherfucker how to make shit with a little bit of stuff. You don't need a lot of stuff.
You really don't. And that's why I love that it's not fancy. It's like, no, anybody can do this. Anybody can do this with very little material.
Well, that's what them guys learned. Look, he said he was gonna do 6 guineos. He ended up with a lot more masa than he thought he was gonna get with 6 fucking a hand. He even said it was a hand of guineos. Una mano de guineo. That means just a little fig, just
a bunch.
Yeah.
Right.
And he made enough there. He had enough ground meat to make a few fucking. He could feed a family with what he had there. 6 fucking.
Hell yeah.
6 bananas. And a good handful of ground meat. And that's filling, cause after that shit come out, it looked nice.
That's the one thing I would really invest in if I built a place. I want a really nice kitchen. I mean, a roomy kitchen. I don't need like fancy shit. I just need it to be roomy, and I need to have a lot of counter space. I want to get down. Like I cook a lot anyway, but no, I want to master this.
Cooking is whatever your taste buds are. I don't know how to explain that. Yeah, that's you're not creating what the other guy created. You're trying to create what you're creating.
Right. Yeah, because you can do the same thing as someone else and it won't taste the same. That's why they say it's about the hand.
It's a lot of variables. They're learning there's a lot of variables.
My grandmother would have so few like ingredients, and she would make herself a little something for lunch. And I'd be like, damn, she made that in like 5 minutes. It smelled so good. And you're like, how do you do that? But yes, we would just have that magic.
It's by burning shit, dude. You see how I told you how I cook my rice? I go from the highest setting, and I go with the rice, the water, all the way down to simmer, and just don't never uncover it. Don't take the fucking lid off. There's no reason for you to go looking at the rice. You're not cooking it.
Right.
It's the stove is cooking it. You just gotta.
You're cooking it, but you're really not.
Yeah, and if you have a glass lid, well, cool. Then you can see better. But there's no reason to take the lid off. You only shake the rice once, all right, when you're gonna turn down the flame. Yeah, and that does the trick. If your measurements are correct. But it's everything it makes. Look, even when you're making a cake, if your butter is warm, or if your butter is cold, or if your butter is hot, makes a difference of what that cake is going to come out to.
Yes.
And I watch baking. I love baking. And they're catching up that it's not just the recipe, it's how you lay out the recipe.
Yeah, and of all cooking, baking is the most precise. Like you can't fuck with measurement when it comes to baking.
Temperatures either.
Cooking, you know what I'm saying?
Temperatures
yeah,
either.
You gotta be very specific. And cooking, you can riff. You can't riff on baking.
No, baking is a little game. My daughter got it. She learned
science.
it. Yeah, she figured it out.
Yeah, it's a science.
That is.
That's awesome.
That's when you're mixing a lot of shit. And cooking is the same.
If you were to bake your favorite dessert, what would you bake?
I don't have a favorite dessert because I don't eat desserts. That's the shit that I'm trying to tell
Like
you.
of any kind?
I'm
Never,
not.
ever, any kind? No, nothing.
I only eat chocolate. So when it comes like a strawberry cake, you're gonna enjoy it, not me. I'm not eating it. And don't make it a strawberry with strawberry plums in the middle of it. You can see the little red dots all over it, bitch. No, I don't eat strawberries for no reason.
How about pound cake? That's plain.
Yeah, the thing that came in from and I ate that in prison. We can get one of those in prison. It had to be the sliced pound cake because they wanted it sliced.
Right.
It had to be sliced. They would pull out all the slices and take off all the wrapper and put it in a Ziploc. And then you get the slices inside with no packaging. Yeah, they keep all the packaging when you get it in prison. But pound cake, I eat pound cake. The swirly ones, the regular ones.
The marble.
That's what we had when we were growing up. Sara Lee.
Sara Lee or Entenmann's.
That other bullshit, yeah.
Entenmann's used to make the best pound cake. They used to make
It's
the
like,
sour cream.
dude.
They don't make that shit no more. Make that.
I was telling you,
bullshit all butter.
they have gone mad with this stuff now. Back in the day, it was simple stuff that we had. Today, we have so many choices. You could get your pound cake made out of fucking give me the weirdest fruit, or probably out of asparagus today. Yeah, an asparagus pound cake. You could probably go somewhere and find that shit on the counter, because they don't got or a spinach pound cake or a beets pound cake, because people are crazy today.
I mean, I've made pound cake from almond flour, like not regular flour, almond flour, and it came out good. Cause that was when I was doing keto, so I wasn't doing any kind of like sugar.
You know what I saw? I saw these dudes. They were showing how to make bread out of the only ingredient they used, the main base ingredient was marijuana seeds.
Nice.
Out of the seeds, they got the oil, because you could squeeze the seeds and take the oil. After they took the oil, you got a mesh of shells from the nuts because they're basically a nut. That they ground it down and made a flour. So now they had the oil and the flour, base ingredients to make bread. Yeah, and a fire, some yeast, a little bit of oil. You have the oil and you have the fucking shit. And they made bread. It came out gray, but it was marijuana bread from marijuana seeds, 100% seeds. And my cousin Tony, he used to like to eat the seeds. When you smoke them, they smell bad, but I guess it tastes good when you eat them. Marijuana seeds.
Right. Either that or you don't taste anything at all. But
I've never eaten
they
one.
make you high.
I've never eaten one. I've smoked a few, but I've never eaten a marijuana seed. But I remember he used to like to eat them. Yeah, but he wouldn't smoke.
When I had my weed vaporizer, the weed vape, I've eaten it after it's cooked. Because that'll get you high as fuck.
Yeah,
so that way you could actually save it and save whatever's left over in the chamber.
Yeah.
Baking or all kinds of shit. And that way you're you're getting high twice off the same shit.
How much your shit can hold? Because I bought one and it only hold a little bit of fucking weed. That shit pissed me off.
Yeah, it only held a little bit. And even for me, that I don't really smoke that much, one bowl wasn't enough. And then I feel lazy to have to go through the whole shit all over again. And I gotta clean it out and start from scratch.
I bought one that's just still lingering around
there. The good thing is it doesn't smell. That's all I like about it. So if you live, you live in houses, but I've always lived in apartments, so I don't want to tell everyone in their mother know what I'm doing. So I prefer if it didn't smell so damn much. And I don't want my whole house smelling like that either.
They don't know. It's a whole bunch of apartments. They gotta figure out which one it is. They don't know.
Man, they pass by your door, they know.
They don't know.
They're like, oh, that's the weed house.
Nah, that's if you're selling. That's because that motherfucker's selling it. That's because he's selling the shit. If you're smoking it, just smoking it, nobody knows. They can smell it. Nobody knows. That's the traffic is what snitches out the weed house. That's because he got traffic coming in and out buying from his friends. Yeah, that's that traffic, bitch. No, if you're smoking by yourself in an apartment complex, ain't a motherfucker know. They're going to think it's the weed man. They're not going to know it's you. Yeah, because you don't buy from that weed man. You don't socialize with nobody. Oh, that's the weed man. That ain't that lady down there who got a doggy with a husband. No. No. They blame the other motherfucker who's all out there doing it in the open. That's who gets the blame. Yeah.
I mean, even to the extent that I was still smoking when I was selling the house. And that really shows you that it doesn't allow that much odor out, because I would never have done that if I thought that everybody could smell that.
I don't think people...
You don't want to do that.
People would criticize. It's how that guy was joking around. Like today, you can't tell a motherfucker you're smoking a cigarette because they'll try to beat you up or something. But you could tell them you're smoking weed. Yeah. How he said, back in the day, my dad caught me smoking cigarettes. He made me smoke the whole pack. Today, they catch you smoking weed. They don't tell you to smoke the whole bag of weed. They take the weed from you. Yeah. And he's like, this is how the shit changed. You know? You get no, your parents catch you with a bag of weed. You don't get to smoke the motherfucker. Back then, you smoke a cigarette, let your family catch you. You're going to have to smoke the whole pack of cigarettes, bitch. Yeah, that's like the janitor. He showed all the girls how he cleans the mirrors.
Yeah, that was great. That was so... Like, I want you to see all the work I have to do.
If I could put that shit in the toilet, slapped it on the mirror.
I love it.
And they were all kissing the mirror. There you go, motherfuckers.
They're all looking at each other like, oh, that's me. What the hell is on this?
All of them could go right now and take a sip out the toilet because they all kiss
That was great.
the fucking mirror, you ding-dongs. And you can't tell them don't do it.
That was great.
So the principal literally made them all go to the bathroom and do it by saying don't do it.
It's like, we didn't even have to punish you. No problem.
No.
Watch this.
Like I pick up the phone and told them not to kiss the mirror in the bathroom. The next day, the fucking mirror. Everybody kissed the mirror just to piss the principal off. That's one for the janitor right there. And then they think he's not the smart one, right? Hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's being clever. It's not always being crazy.
Yeah, when I show that to the guy at work, he's gonna love that. He's gonna love that.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do, bro. You tell the kids these days don't do, and they go do. So you can't tell them don't do. You tell them go do it.
You're like, no, go ahead, go do it,
Yeah, go. They got no fucking cojones right now. They don't have no balls. Yeah. All I'm gonna tell you, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah. No, they'll be scared. They're not made. They're not made the way we were made. They're definitely not made. They got an advantage though, because this shit is running in their direction, and they understand it somehow.
That's true. Well, this is all they've ever known.
Right.
It's crazy to imagine. It's hard for us to imagine that because we've had access to both. But they literally have no idea what we're talking about. Like, they just have no idea.
They can't picture
They can't. They can't. They can't.
a world without a
They
cell.
have a cell phone.
They can't picture a world without a cell phone.
Right. Like, what do you mean you had to do book reports and go into a library and looking at
You had to study, bitch. You didn't get your YouTube to see the stuff and then
Yeah, you
explain
had
it.
to literally go find it. You didn't punch it in and it just popped up to you. You had to find it in multiple encyclopedias.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was gonna go there. If the closest cell phone you had, that was the rich people that had a fucking encyclopedia, bitch. You had to go in the book.
Right.
Where's Egypt? Go in the book. How does what do they grow in fucking Russia? Go in the goddamn book. Go in the book. On the R. And you learn your alphabet.
Road trip, pull out some fucking map.
With GPS, no, you got a map and you gotta follow your finger going around the little red lines.
And you gotta open up this humongous map in a small car.
Listen, this is scrolling. You put your finger on the map and you run the motherfucker up the line where you're trying to travel. That was your scrolling.
Right.
Dude,
Right.
nah, man.
And you're trying to measure like in fingertips. How many fingertips?
With the little legend, yeah, because the legend was with the size of an inch, and that's the line of the second line of a finger. Yeah, all that craziness. We didn't have
But not for nothing, that shit made us really have a lot
smart.
of skills. Like we had skills. They ain't got no kind of fucking skills now. If they can't turn on a computer, they're lost.
Yeah,
Lost.
you know, motherfuckers can't go nowhere without a GPS today. They don't want. Hey,
No.
even look. I've been looking at the drive. All these drivers. That's a requirement. You know that for a driver job here, you have to know how to use a GPS. That's one of the requirements. Because obviously there's people that still don't know how to use GPS. So yeah, correctly, I guess. I don't know if I'm using the GPS correctly. I have no clue.
Well, if you're getting where you need to go, I guess you are.
And you know the older GPS will keep your routes better than the Google Maps does. It like you could make routes out of the older GPS very easily, more better than the ones that we have today. Because then you had it in there, and it's like it was easier to make a route. We'll go back to that one there. Boom, you enable it. Only one I don't know how to do it in Google Maps. I never did it. But no, we are more advanced than these guys. I know they're gonna pull the plug one day. Or they're gonna make the internet.
That's why I'm like, I'm gonna get my tiny house, put the solar shit up there, and I'm gonna be free of the grid. Fuck the grid.
Yeah, that's one step.
Hey.
While you making that house, you gotta think of a garden and at least the length of the house, the size of one trailer, and that has to be a garden. You know, people, the food can't be trusted. See, now you got real chickens over there. Maybe I don't think they got too many GMO chickens on the island.
I don't think so. I don't
No.
think so.
You can find you a real skanky looking
That's
chicken that you know is a chicken,
and
god
that
damn it.
way you know what the fuck is in your eggs because it is your fucking chicken.
Yeah. Like you don't want a chicken, like you want to know some roots of this chicken. You wanted an island chicken.
I don't know if I can kill a chicken though.
No, you don't want to never kill the chicken.
No, I can't do that.
No. I mean, you're gonna kill it one day, but you don't want to like get it to kill it. You gotta let it do something before you can kill it. They have to bring you back another chicken.
Yeah, but even then, like I don't know, that'd be rough. But anyway, I guess I get it.
No, you gotta work with that, bro. That's nothing. That's gonna be after a while. By the time you're gonna be looking at that bitch for like food. Don't worry. Wait till you get hungry.
Like I remember back in the day when I couldn't imagine killing a chicken.
Uh huh.
Now I'm like, come here, motherfucker.
Yeah. And you teach a motherfucker how to take. You're gonna be like the Hibaro. Yeah, make him beat it. That's how you peel your fucking chicken, bitches. One feather at a time, bitch.
With my bare hands.
Yeah, one feather at a time. There's no machine. You're doing Hibaro shit. Yeah, this is one feather at a time. Like my grandmother. She yanked the fucking neck. She cut that motherfucker off. Then she go in there and she plucked the motherfucker after it bled out. And she saved the blood too. The little old lady, that's why I talked to you about my grandma. My grandma was a wicked witch, bro. But she was cool as fuck. If she had to kill, she'd kill.
They were badass. Man. They were
When
badass.
she had to kill, she'd kill. She killed the goats, she killed the geese, she killed the goose, she killed the ducks. I watched that bitch kill animals, bro. When it was time to eat, it was time to eat.
Wow.
She had
Right.
all that shit in the yard. My
I
grandmother.
love that.
And I tell you, most of those animals, she brought them to St. Thomas on a plane. This is the fucker. Today you can't even carry nothing on a plane. But
Right.
she
I can't
brought,
even bring my fucking dog.
this bitch brought animals through the airport. We carry furniture
Wow.
through the airport. She stole all the fucking silverware every time. Yeah, we had American Airlines fucking silverware in our home. No. And I still do that. You know that? I go to places and I keep all the napkins and the forks and the ketchups.
You got like a whole drawer of that.
Yeah. I got jars of that shit full. It's like, okay, hot sauce. You need hot sauce? Have from fucking somewhere. I don't know. You got all kinds of hot
Yeah,
sauce
I
in
got
there.
everything. I got soy sauce, I got duck
Yeah.
sauce, I got mayo, ketchup.
Yeah, nah. He saved those things. In my car, I got a bunch of them too, and spoons and forks and straws.
Huh?
You never know when you need one, buddy.
Ready for the zombie apocalypse.
Nah, I think the apocalypse is gonna. I don't think the world will destroy itself.
No, I think we'll be destroyed. The world will go on.
The world would. We know it moves over around, right? We know that the water contracts, it extracts, or whatever, you know. And we in one of those days that the water is gonna rise again, because it happens. It happened before.
Right.
We're in a goddamn ball that's spinning around and it's going wobbly. We keep thinking it's going in one way, but no, the world. If we take 1,000,000 years of the world spinning, it's done did a fucking trajectory. Right? It's moving through fucking space. It's turning around, and the motherfucker, as far as I understand, it's not even going up or down. It's just going across. But it's like a top. A top dances around while it's spinning around. It's dancing around. There's so many circles being made that it's crazy. You know, it's not one. When you watch NASA from the space station, right, to the YouTube channel, the top of the Earth doesn't get no. The sun doesn't. Did I send you that video?
I don't think so.
The guy in the boat, and you got the sun on the right and the moon on the left, and he's in the middle of night and day in the same day.
Wow.
You check what I'm saying? You got
Yeah.
half of the ocean is dark, the other half of the ocean is lit up. You got the sun on the lit up side, you got the moon on the dark side, and you're sitting right in the middle in the ocean. So that's your horizon, both. Your horizon is both night and day.
Right. Wow.
Cause up in the North Pole it's like that. The sun don't never really goes down.
Right. Yeah. Other places it's dark all the time.
Mostly
Like
it's
the
dark.
sun it'll start to come up a little bit and then it'll go right back down.
So that is, yeah. I think it's not climate. I, it's not that the world is going to destroy. It's that the world, the shit is moving over. The weather is moving over. It's doing the same thing. It's just it moves over.
It's a shift.
Yeah, it moves over a certain amount of degrees after time, and we're walking into that movement right now. So people gonna have to start moving. You know, like they did back in the day when the water got high, you had to move to the high. There's places underwater right now that used to be above water. Them guys had to move. And the water's coming. You see it coming. It's gonna creep up on you. You gotta move. And like Florida, I think might go under. I told you, Miami.
Hard to imagine that though.
No, it's not. Because Florida and Miami Beach, I lived in Miami Beach and never the water got up on the roads. Now, when it comes to Nino and high tide and shit, there's like 6 inches of water covering the roads and then making it seem like it's normal. But it's not normal. It's not normal to a motherfucker who lived there, never seen it happen, to now going there and seeing it happen. It's a big difference. Yeah, your water levels are up. You know, and it's up everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, Santa Claus don't got no more ice up there pretty soon. Santa Claus gonna have to move too. You gotta move over, buddy. It ain't that it's not gonna be no more ice, it's that the whole ice shit is gonna move over.
Right.
Somehow, somewhere. I don't know. I wasn't here, bro. I don't know how that shit works. But somebody in some generation gonna have fun with the weather and the climate and the tornadoes and the hurricanes. Yeah, we all gotta unite.
Maybe in January, actually, I'm gonna be leaving here. Unless the landlord decides to give me a great deal on this apartment, which I don't think. But you know, that happens sometimes. She might be like, please don't leave, please. But we'll see. But if not, I'm gonna move to the other side of the island. So when I'm looking for a place, maybe I'll stay like in a tiny home over there. Because there are already tiny homes on the island. If I could stay like in an Airbnb one just to see what that feels like, that'd be kind of cool.
Airbnb or RV?
They have Airbnbs that are tiny homes too. Like you can have an Airbnb in the apartments that we're in, because the building that I'm in right now, we originally stayed there in an Airbnb. But they do have tiny home Airbnbs. Like anybody, I could build my tiny home and decide, okay, because the thing with a tiny home and land, you probably should pay that off like pretty quickly. So then you don't have a mortgage, which means that, you know, whatever money you have coming in, you can actually enjoy your life. So if I'm on vacation, if I'm going away for long periods of time, I can rent out my tiny home as an Airbnb and make all kinds of money. Or I can take one of the storage containers and rent that and keep the other one as my permanent home. And that could be extra money coming in.
Remember, they're stackable.
Yeah. If you ever want to expand, you can expand, no problem. So
Containers
I love
are stackable. You just gotta stack them.
I love that.
And
you can even stack them in real funky ways, because I've seen people stack them that it almost looks unsafe, because they're like stacked crossways, right? So that there's parts hanging off.
I wouldn't think they weld them. I think they will bolt them together.
They must be.
Yeah, in some places you can weld, but I'm sure they got bolts holding it. That's stronger than a building, dude.
That's exciting, man. I love the idea, because then you could really create exactly what you want, and no one's ever lived in it, and everything is yours. I love it, and it's not that expensive. Like a lot of people make these tiny homes for like $50,000. I mean, you could definitely spend more and make it like more luxurious or whatever, and bigger, and all kinds of add-ons. But it doesn't have to be crazy expensive, and land here is not that expensive.
When you say tiny home, you're thinking of one container, one home.
So I would expand that tiny home into a bigger home. So like, if I did what I originally said, it'd be like a container for me. Let's say I built one for my mom, so I can look after her. And then there's like in between, you can either have because they're 40 foot, right? There's like a 20 foot, let's say in the middle or in the back. That could be a common area, and then the U shape in between would be like a big ass deck.
A normal house is normally about 50 feet long. Yeah.
And these are 40 footers.
40-foot containers.
A 40 footer, I think they IQ. So that means that they have a higher roof, so that it's not so low. You got a regular 40 foot, and you get a 40 foot high cube. The high cube is like for the higher ceiling. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of these videos. It's real interesting, and I'm imagining just how to be able to like draw it all out exactly how you want it, your specifications. That feels like fun.
Yeah, and that's recyclable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't go buy you don't buy a brand new container. You got to use a used container.
You can buy one of three. You can either buy one that's been very used, that's been all over the world. You could buy what they call like a one tripper. So it made one trip with one shipment, and then
it got put out of line.
It became sellable when it arrived, right? Or you could buy a brand new one. So they say the one trippers are the best deal, because brand new will be a lot more expensive. But you also have to know what that one tripper was holding, because if it was holding some nasty chemicals, that's not good. It leaches into the steel. So you need something that's not, lethal in any way. I need to know what the hell that shit was transporting.
Yeah, but it still don't become unusable. It still just needs to be treated.
Right, and you have to put a lot of insulation and stuff.
Well, it's metal, so that's already one part of the job right there. I'm sure that's a metal.
Yeah,
for the
because
sun.
You can't put walling to the corrugated metal. So then you'd have to have other inserts put in, and then all kinds of
No, the insulation is on the outside.
Right.
Yeah, because you don't leave the tin can to the sun, so you're covering up that and putting layers in between the metal and the sunlight. Yeah, inside I don't see you putting too much because it's gonna take up space in the inside. See, if you put an inch on one wall all the way around, that's taking away 4 fucking inches at the end of the day. There's 4 walls. Yeah, when you go all the way around, you just.
What some of them do is they take out one wall of them and then combine them. So now you have a bigger space. It's not a regular 40-foot tunnel. You have a much bigger space. I mean, there's like so many configurations you can do.
There's endless. You can make shapes out of those things.
Endless. Hell yeah. You can make it very, very cool.
Yeah, with 4 containers, you can make a circle. Because a square is a circle. A square and a triangle is a circle.
They had 2 40-foot, and in between was hollow, so they made a basketball court. A whole basketball court with a covering. It was covered, and it had a floor, but it was open on the side.
Yeah, you can make all kinds of shapes.
All kinds of cool shit.
But you know a square is a circle, right? If I tell you a square is a circle, how do you take that?
There would have to be a lot of squares to make the circle, I imagine.
No, every square is a circle. All you gotta do is spin it. A square. If you take a square, put the middle of the square and spin that motherfucker, you created a circle, sweetheart.
Right. Yeah.
Even your fan is made out of 3 blades. You spin that motherfucker, you got a circle going on there.
Circle. Right.
It's a goddamn circle. And that's basically 3 triangles put together. But if you take a triangle and catch the middle and spin it, you still got a circle with all 3 points. All shapes are circles.
That makes sense.
So the circle thing and the ball and the sphere has a big thing to do with our universe.
Yeah.
Because almost everything you spin it turns to a circle. Even those vibrations and you hit the sounds, if you spin them, it turns to a circle. Yeah. That's where the wheel came from, and that's why that shit stuck. Almost all machineries use circles to work. A clock, it's
Right?
all circles inside, mostly. Some got gears, some don't. But it's,
And that's very interesting because that's like you were saying, that's the basis of like creation. It's like the spiral,
yeah.
right?
Even
And
the
the spiral
atom.
is basically
Yeah.
circles.
All these materials that you had, the atoms and the protons and the neutrons, they're all circles, bitch. All of
All
them are
circles.
circles.
That's true.
All circles. So if you think about it, and then when you think of a pixel, it's sort of a circle.
Right.
Even though it's a
Ah,
square.
you're right. You're right.
When you look at it, when you look at images from close in, all you see is pixelation, and when you pull out is when you see the big drawing. Like that guy with that fucker painted everything with a broom.
Isn't that crazy?
He had me so
People can
sick.
do, man. Now
Like,
here's my question. Here's my question. For all of those videos that we send each other, all the people doing all kinds of things in different ways, right? My question is, how did you learn that you had that skill? Like, how?
I've had some boring times with a broom, bro, and I didn't get that creative.
This is what I'm saying. Like, how do you realize that that's your talent? How?
I don't know. That fucker kicked
People
a
do all
bucket one
kinds of
day. He
wacky
was
ass shit. I
mad.
want to know how that shit started.
Okay, looking at how those 6 things that I watch of him making videos of him painting, he must have been pissed, and I didn't do that. But he was pissed one day while he was brooming or something and mopping, and he kicked the mop bucket, and then just started drawing what he saw.
And he was like, oh shit, look what I created.
Because I can't draw what the fuck, but I could look at things. And let's say I'm going to someone's bathroom that got the funny tiles and these little decorations like a marble floor, and I can always see faces. I see multiple faces sometimes when I look at those things.
Right.
But I can't draw what the fuck. But I always said if I could sit down with my mind and outline what I'm seeing as a face, that's literally a drawing. So that's an artist.
Like, did you see those pictures I sent you a while back of the shit that I drew?
Can't remember. And I think I remember.
I had drawn this stuff, and I can't draw from my mind, right? So if you tell me,
I don't think that's how it's done.
Yeah, I can't do that. No, some people, you tell them to draw a horse, to draw a fucking horse, like they're talented like that. But if I look at something, I can draw it. So like I have a Harry Potter book.
I'm saying their mind,
drawing the character.
they're doing what you're saying, but remember he's drawing a horse, so when he looks at a canvas, he sees a horse. You don't, he does.
Right. I don't do that. I can't.
But that's how you gotta draw.
I can look at a drawing and I can recreate the drawing, but I can't create it from scratch. No.
That's using.
And then create.
That's using your visual.
And then I can draw it. Yeah, I can do that, but I can't.
They do some shit. You know, like when you remember something, you can see it sometimes and see a person. They do that to get the image in their brain, but it's not of a memory. It's some creative image that they see. They see it. You know how they say, if you can see it, you can make it, right? So they literally get to see that. When they see an empty page, they see drawings. They don't see what me and you see. Just the same way you go in the bathroom and see a face, and you tell somebody, "Don't you see the face?" And they're like, "I can't see a face out of that." How the hell you?
You look it up in the clouds, and you're like, "Can't you see that face? Can't you see it?"
Nope.
They're like, "What you talking about? I see clouds. I see clouds."
They think you're going crazy already. Well, but everybody has that. Some people have it stronger in other ways. They can actually draw what they see. I try to do it on the tiles. I've tried to do that on the tiles, draw what I'm seeing, and I can't. It never comes out right.
It doesn't come out.
No.
Yeah, like I said, if I have a drawing, I can do it, and it's actually a lot of fun. I had a few years ago, and yeah, I really enjoyed doing it. I was like, I should do this more often, but I never did. Not anymore.
My brother's a drawer. He know how to draw. I don't know how to draw. My cousin learned how to draw My cousin learned how to draw with lines. You can draw. You never learn how to draw. You could draw with lines.
I've seen that. they draw lines and then from the lines, then
They transfer everything that's in that little square to the other square, and before you know it, you have that same picture over here because you're drawing the grids. Once, yeah, you put whatever's in each square in the other square, and you just replicate in smaller pieces. You're doing smaller, like little blocks, and then before you know, you draw the picture. My cousin did it like that, but it's a lot of work. You got to square up the picture, original picture. You got to tic-tac-toe it, and then you got to have an empty tic-tac-toe to fill in. But that's how she did
like
it.
a lot of work.
No, she did that, and she knew how to do the string shit. You ever see those, the nails, the little nails you put in the wood, and then you start weaving the fucking thread through it, and you come out with a fucking horse?
Yep.
She did the same shit with the squares with that.
Wow.
And she learned how to do that. That's my dead cousin.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing how creative you can be.
No. But anyway, she dead now, though.
Gone. Damn, it's beautiful though. I didn't want to read that shit.
Wookie dope.
All right, bro.
You take it easy.
Take it easy, my friend.
Be safe.